I've come to the big, bustling, beautiful city of Sydney on a special invitation from Paramount Pictures Australia to see the Sonic movie 3 early, and whilst I'm here, I'm going to hunt down as much Sonic stuff as I can. I've got a checklist. I need to find Sonic games, find Sonic merchandise in a non-gaming store, find Sonic movie 3 advertising, get something new for my Sonic collection, locate a place from Sonic's history in the 90s, and locate a place from Sonic's history in the 2020s. This is treasure hunting or trophy hunting, so if I can get this hunt complete, I think I'll be ready to watch the Sonic movie 3.
Alright, I've got my stuff ready, I've got my backpack. I think it's time that we go out treasure hunting.
I start my hunt by getting on the train at Central Station and heading to the suburb of Parramatta. Also, fun little side fact, on the train I actually checked Twitter and discovered that Sonic Racing Crossroads was announced, so that's cool. Anyway, there's a big Westfield shopping centre here and plenty of places to find Sonic, but when I say big, I mean it's big.
So yeah, I'm kind of lost in here already. I distinctly remember working in the centre and getting lost as well, so some things never change. Some things never change. Oh, hang on, I think I found somewhere. Sweet, there's a CEX. This is like one of the trade-in places that you can go to in Australia, and they're really only in Sydney, and they are awesome. Let's go in.
Whilst in CEX, I find a few different titles like Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, Generations, and even Unleashed. There was even Sonic Heroes for the PS2. I decided not to grab anything here as I think I've got them all. I really should have a checklist for it, but I did get myself a copy of Pacific Rim on Blu-ray, so that was quite cool. So that's the first piece of the treasure hunt done. I found Sonic games.
There's meant to be a Game Traders around here somewhere, and I've got no idea where I'm going. If this place is huge, I've been in there for half an hour and I get my steps in.
The store Game Traders implies games, but it's just pop figures really. I think there were literally about 20 games in the store. I did spot some Sonic Pops, which was kind of cool. I already have them though. It was pretty disappointing. As I was walking though, I chanced upon another piece of treasure. Advertising for the Sonic movie 3 on a huge scale. I popped into EB Games and found some Sonic X Shadow Generations advertising and an advent calendar, and then I visited their JB Hi-Fi, locating things like Sonic board games. So there's a pretty wide selection available in Parramatta. I jumped back on the train and travelled along to my next stop.
We're in the suburb of Burwood, and this is really cool, this place. There was a second-hand store around on the main drag, but that's kind of gone. That's a bit of a shame, so we're going to check there for some Sonic stuff, but look, Ben Gongs is still a thing. And I like Ben Gongs, I used to go there a bit, so it's nice, it's good. But yeah, let's head on into the Westfield and see what Sonic we can find there. I actually can't believe how hot it is as well. This is horrible. It's like 37 and the humidity is up as well, man. This is not the day for me to be exploring Sydney, my god. I just found Sonic. He's in Smiggle. Let's have a look.
Smiggle makes school accessories and things like that, and they recently had a Sonic range with bags and even wireless headphones. They're definitely a non-gaming store, so that's another piece of treasure found. It wasn't exactly the store that I had in mind though, because I wanted to check out Target and Kmart. These are big convenience stores with clothing, toys, pretty much everything except for groceries basically, and they are the best places to find Sonic movie merch at the moment. Definitely Sonic stuff in Target, and Kmart was a similar affair, although quick shout out to the kid running around not paying attention who swung a toy he was excited about as he rounded the corner and smacked me in the ball sack. Great work, kid. So there's definitely a lot of ways to find Sonic stuff in stores that aren't specifically gaming shops here in Australia, which is really great to see as a Sonic fan. This centre also had a CEX where I pondered heavily about buying Secret Rings and Black Knight, but again, I can't remember if I've already got them, so I left them. And I also visited the EB Games and saw their little Sonic section, which made me very happy. And that is where I left it for that day, as I headed out and caught up with some old friends. I didn't spot Sonic at the pub, which was really sad, but you know, I already had 3 out of 6 goals finished. Day 2. See what happens. Let's go find some more Sonic. To make sure I got every bit of treasure, I wanted to head to a specific store in Sydney called The Gamesman, one I hadn't visited before but apparently had really cool stuff to see. But I decided to go via the Hurstville Westfield in order to check out their CEX store, which was on the way. Not only was there more advertising for Sonic the Movie 3, but CEX had some absolute doozies. There were a bunch of PS2 titles which are awesome to see, but I'd never come across Sonic Rivals 2 for PSP, and also this, Sega 3D Classics Collection. I've always wanted this piece for my collection because it's got art by Ken Sugimori of the Pokemon fame, and since I had the opportunity, I bought them and achieved my next piece of treasure. I jumped back on the train, and then after a short walk from Penshurst Station, I reached the Gamesman, which is a crazy store. Lots of Sonic stuff to buy, which is obviously great, but you can find that elsewhere. What's more impressive is the mini gaming museum in the back. It takes you through the ages of different consoles. The displays have various games in really good condition, and of course there are several Sonic titles around. Particular highlights to me were the Sega Saturn copies of Sonic R and Sonic Jam, and the 10th anniversary edition of Sonic Adventure 2 for Dreamcast, which is a gorgeous piece for any collection. I also spotted one of my childhood favourite games, Digimon World for PS1, which is always great to see. There's a selection of retro games to buy as well, of course, and I can't recommend checking out this store enough if you're into gaming in general.
So yeah, that was the Gamesman. That was really cool. That was amazing. That little museum was wonderful. So I think I've done enough shops now as well. So we've definitely found Sonic in Sydney, all that merchandise. I think it's really interesting to think of the sheer amount that there is around of kind of merchandise and how much there is in kind of general stores as well.
Now, I could count that as part of Sonic's history as it's games from his past, but I decided not to because I have something better in mind.
Here we are at World Square, and what we're looking for is up here. That building up there. This is where they projected the image of Sonic and Eggman, maybe Shadow, for the Sonic Movie 3. Right here. Right here, this is where they projected it onto the walls when they were doing the promotion before the first trailer came out. That's really cool. Nice. Fantastic. That's spot one. This is Darling Harbour. It's very big. It's very big. This is kind of the square behind it anyway. A lot of stuff going on here. A lot of stuff going on. It's very much an entertainment hub. You've got the convention centre just over there behind me as well. Quite a bit, but there's a big old... Just turn around. The big old IMAX there, that kind of curved building just there. But more importantly, right behind me, so turning the camera around, we can see the Westfield Tower there. And then over in that direction, there's the new IMAX, but behind there is the IBM building. So this right here is part of Sega's history. This location is Sega World in Sydney. This is where it was in the late 1990s. The building got demolished in 2006, I believe. We can kind of match it up from the photos, but let's have a look. Look, we've got, it should be about here is where the main things are, like fountains, which you can see the fountains just over there. There they are, yeah, the fountains are there. This is pretty much it. We'll go and get it from some other angles, but this was the place for Sega World Sydney. Now, a bit of my own personal history. I came to Australia for a month when I was 8, visiting family here, and we came to Sydney for 3 days, and I wasn't allowed to go to Sega's World Sydney, but my mum actually went to the gift shop and she bought me a couple of bits. So I'm actually going to see if my mum's got any pictures of Sega World Sydney from back in the day, but so they had statues and everything as well, and I did want to go find them. Apparently they're down in the junkyard near Blacktown, which is like all the way west. It's a good hour or so for me to walk, but I've decided against going there because I don't have that much time while I'm here. But this is a pretty historical site for, you know, Sega's history in Australia. Really, really interesting. There's a lot of really cool stuff. There's some content on that by, I believe, there's a YouTuber called Some Spaceys who's got some content on that. So it's definitely worth checking that out if you want more, or go to the Wikipedia page. But yeah.
I've been around Sydney now, I've done some treasure hunting. I think it's time for the main reason we're here. It's the Sydney premiere. Time to get ready. You know what? I think we're ready. I think we're ready. I met up with my friend Barlow, who some of you may remember from the old podcast I used to run, and then we got in line. The Sonic 3 event was held at the Entertainment Quarter, and it was just a wild experience. And I'll level with you, I was a little in over my head trying to get footage. Like, I was just enjoying myself too much. There were free baubles given out with Sonic Movie 3 branding, photo opportunities which I took up as much as possible. There was an area to play Sonic X Shadow Generations, free hot dogs with various chilies, so you can make your own chili dog, which was amazing, and it was just overall an amazing vibe. I managed to see my mate NJ Rassick there, who is awesome, go follow him, and I met a couple of other content creators as well, and soon it was time to watch the film. But of course, no footage allowed. The phone stayed off.
Okay, cool. Just come out of the movie. Oh my god, that was incredible. That was actually the best of the 3 in my opinion. I have a lot of thoughts to say. I will be doing more of them. I'll be recording a separate video when I go back to my hotel room. But yeah,
You need to stay to the end of the credits. So many people walked out and I don't know why. It's the premiere. You've got to stay to the end of the credits, lads. Anyway, fantastic. So, look, this has been the Sonic movie premiere in Sydney. This has been incredible. Thank you so much, Paramount Australia, for doing this and inviting me. It's been amazing. Do all the normal stuff, like subscribe and all of that fun stuff. We love to see it. And thank you to my friend Barlow for filming this right now. Love your work. Make sure you stay around for the next video. There's the full review, and yeah, see you then. Thank you.